Hello YouTubers, Paul here, your channel host, welcome to my channel. Well, it's that time of year again. Tonight was the 18th of November, Sunday night, and guess what's returned? Let's do the impression, should I? I'm a celebrity, get me out of here! Now, I'm going to go through a list of the celebrities that have taken part this year so far, because I normally add a couple of more as the show goes on, and I'll tell you who I know and who I've heard of. I know they introduced themselves on the show, but I'll tell you who I've heard of, who I haven't, etc. My opinions so far and what happened in the first show. But firstly, the presenting lineup this year. Because obviously Ant is off at the moment because of his mental health issues, because he's taken about a year out from presenting duties. Holly Willoughby has joined the presenting lineup alongside Dec. So she hasn't taken Ant's role, but she's presenting alongside Dec. Now, my opinions on this, when I first heard that Holly was going to be doing it, I thought, well, I didn't think it would work, but when I first saw the first episode a couple of hours ago, I thought, yeah. Her and Dec have got a good rapport. She's not, she'll never be Ant, because Ant and Dec, with them working together for years and known each other for years, they've got that thing where they can bounce off each other. But yeah, Holly, okay, give her it's only been the first episode tonight, but I'll give me opinions later on in the series as well as the series goes on. But yeah, I'd say yeah, I think she can hold her own. The jokes were working okay, yeah, and yeah, go on. So Holly, you've got me thumbs up. The celebrities this year, right. Now, in no particular order, the order I'm going to go in is just the order that they're shown on the titles, on the opening titles. There's John Barrowman, MBE. That's how his title is on the programme. I recognised him straight away from Live and Kicking when he used to present that, 1994, I think it was. Alongside Andy Peters and Emma Forbes. It was the Saturday morning programme after Going Live had finished. And he's also star of Torchwood, the Doctor Who spin-off. So, what do I think of him? Outgoing. Straight away he was helping people and encouraging people, which I'll explain in a bit. Next celebrity, Anne Hegarty from The Chase. She's also got autism like me, so she's definitely one I'm going to be supporting throughout this series. Then there's James McVeigh, never heard of him. Sayer Khan, never heard of her. Nick Knowles from DIY SOS, yes, I've heard of him. Fleur East, never heard of her. Rita Simons, yes, EastEnders, she played Roxy Mitchell. Malik Thompson Dwyer, never heard of him. Emily Attack from The Inbetweeners. She played Charlotte Hinchcliffe in The Inbetweeners. And also, she was also in a feature film that I was an extra in that was filmed in Newcastle. Have I got it to hand? The DVD. Just seeing if I've got it to hand so I can show you. It was called Almost Married. Hang on a minute. No, that's electricity. 2 minutes, I'll get the DVD. There. Almost Married. And that's her on the front cover and the back cover. Yes, it was an extra in that. And I actually called it. I saw her on the set. One when I was over in Kenton filming. She was in the pub and I said she looked like a kebab in my microwave, hot and tasty. If you're watching this, Emily, hi, it's Paul the Friendly Stalker. And then the final one taking part is Harry Redknapp. England manager, and I'm not sure which team he's managing at the moment, if he is managing what. No, he can't be managing a football team at the moment if he's in the jungle. Anyway, Harry Redknapp, Jamie Redknapp's dad, and also former father-in-law of Louise, the pop star, because obviously Jamie and Louise are divorced now, I think, or separated. Right, so the show on Sunday night, or earlier on this evening, because we're into early hours of Monday morning now. The show, it started off with a challenge called The Edge, where the first four celebrities, which were John and Sia and Rita and James, they were shipped onto a boat, and then Deck and Holly came and met them, and said that they had to face a challenge where, and the two winning people could get to choose two out of the four celebrities that were next. So basically this challenge was called The Edge, and it was two ladders, or two types of platforms going over not platforms, it was a platform in the jungle high up on a cliff face with two steel structures going out, and that only thin enough for them to walk on. So the two pairs so the red team were John and Sia, and then the yellow team were Rita and James, and they both had to go up onto the ladders step by step. One member of the team reached over and got a number. So say start off with number 1, and then the second celebrity got flag 2, etc., etc. But they couldn't get the flags, the next flag, until the first celebrity got the first number, if that makes sense. And then, so the yellow team did it fastest, so they won. They decided to then choose Fleur and Anne, which meant John and Sia were left with Harry and Nick. The next challenge was in a jeep where they pulled up to a barrier, and they had the person in the passenger seat had to fiddle around to find tokens, who then they passed on to the driver, who then had to put into shape the different shaped tokens into holes to open the barrier. And the person who did it, the people who did it fastest were the first team, which were John and Sia and Harry and Nick. They then won that challenge, so they decided to choose Malik and as the next team member, and the Fleur and Anne and Rita and James, who came second in that challenge, chose Emily Attack as their, they couldn't choose because she was the last celebrity remaining. So Emily and Malik, to meet their two teams, they had to do a skydive out of a helicopter, obviously attached to somebody, but and then to see who was going to get the posher camp, the teams made, so the red team made out of John and Sia, Harry and Nick and Malik, and the yellow team made out of Rita and James, Fleur and Anne and Emily they were given a boat each, or each team were given a boat, and they had to get out to a pontoon in the middle of a lake, get all their bags, which had all the camping gear in, and then get across to the other side to the base, or to the finishing line. And the red team won, so they got to stay in the luxury camp, Crop Creek, and got to eat pot of rations, or pot of food, and the yellow team lost, so they ended up in Snake Rock, which was the basic camp, and on basic rations for the first night. The person who ended up, this is how the show finished, the person who ended up doing or was chosen to do the first challenge was Emily Attack, and I'm forgetting the name of the challenge. It was something to do with snakes. I'm forgetting what it was called. But anyway, I'll review that later on in the week, because I'm not going to do an I'm a Celeb video every night of the week because I'll just bore you. I'll do it every other night or whatever, or every couple of nights. So there'll be a few I'm a Celeb videos for next week's vlogs. So yeah, basically, finish with Emily being chosen to do the first challenge. So see what happens there. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this series. The ones who I'll be supporting this year, Anne Hegarty obviously, because she's got autism like me, disability like me, and Emily Attack, because I was in a feature film with her, obviously just as an extra. I was cut out of it, but I was in the film. Canny Lass. So those are the two that I'm going to support. I'd say early predictions, I'd like Emily to win, and I'd also like Anne to win. And I think Anne may do it at the moment because of her autism. Anyway, I'm going to get going, and I'll see you later, YouTubers.